Good morning, it's Barbara. It is 46 and bright and sunny at a little bit after 11, almost 11:30, so it's going to be cooler today. Give you a quick look at my daffodils. This is what I'm looking at on the other side of my phone. Hello. I usually look at myself before I start, but I was showing you daffodils. It's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. So, yesterday did not go as planned. The girls came. Allison brought the girls, and she had to turn around and leave because she had to get ready for the services. So, everything was normal. Samantha was joyfully telling me the rules of one of the games they brought because we were going to play a game. She was very excited about it, smiley, whatever. But the girls, start out slow. So they were on the couch with their devices. And, everything was normal. Dennis asked them if they wanted to help him make bacon, and Isabel said yes, and so she got up to help him make bacon, but Sam didn't want to do that. And then Isabel saw that I had been painting, so she wanted to paint, and I asked Sam, do you want to paint? No. And so we started painting, and then Isabel got hungry and wanted her hot dogs, and we asked Sam, do you want your hot dog? No, I'm not hungry. And so we painted, and then we watched a movie. Samantha didn't pay any attention to the movie, and she started to fall asleep. So then it's getting to coming on 7, and she hasn't had her hot dog yet. So I offer her the ultimate Nana treat. Well, you could have your milkshake, which is what Dennis was going to make them for their dessert, even though you haven't had your hot dog. And she said no. And she had been sleeping off and on, and so I asked her, did you have a hard week at school this week? And she said no. Sleepy. Anyway, finally when she turned down the milkshake, Isabel turned and looked at her and said, Sam, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, Sam, are you okay? And I went over and felt her head, and child had a fever for sure. So I took her temperature, and it was 103.7. So I'm, like in a nana panic now, because I don't have any children medication or anything like that. And I'm like, what do we do these days? I would have known this when her father was 6. So I texted the kids. I said, I'm really sorry, but Sam has 103.7 fever. So Jason called me and said to give her ibuprofen. But I didn't have any kids' ibuprofen. So Dennis went upstairs to get the bed ready so she could go to bed. And I went to the Rite Aid to get the children's ibuprofen. It's only about 5 minutes. And while I was there, they called and said, we're going to come get the girls. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But I bought the ibuprofen. I gave her the ibuprofen. Took her temperature 3 more times. So it started at like 103.7, went to 105, and I was freaking out. Then it went down to 104.7, and I thought, okay, that's the right direction. Then it went, anyway. When Allison got here, when they got here, it was 102.5, something like that, which made me feel much better because before it had been going. I'm not telling you exactly, but it had been kind of going up and down, with the highest spike at 105. So, yeah, when she got here, we took it again. It was 102.5 or something like that. And so, bundled her up. Jason had her in his arms. He says, yeah, she's feeling clammy. But when she, as she's hugging her dad, she's saying, when we get home, can I have a hot dog? Which we thought was a really good sign. So they, so by this time it's like 9:30. They leave. It takes them an hour to get home. 10:30, I get a text from Jason saying, we just took her temperature. It's 97.8. and she wants her hot dog. I'm like, hallelujah. I was so frantic. So in the matter of 4 hours, her temperature went from probably normal-ish to 105 and up and down, back to normal. And I texted this morning saying, how's our girl? And Allison replied that her temperature is normal and she's just relaxing and everything seems fine. Well, as you can imagine, I was a wreck last night. I mean, I was like trying to figure out the quickest way to the hospital. Oh my God. Samantha is fine. She's relaxing at home. And I'm sure she got her hot dog last night. Oh. So Isabel and I sat in the room with Samantha while she was laying in the bed. We were sitting there. We played some games. She beat me 15 times in a row at Uno. I told her I want a rematch because I want to at least play her till I win one time. We played the seed game. I did win once. I won the seed game one time. Anyway, so we were sitting there quietly playing games while we were keeping an eye on Sam while we were all waiting for their parents to come home. So, I did tell Isabel that if she wanted to, she could stay and that I would take her home today. And she was really thinking about it, but she decided she wanted to go home with Sam. So, I don't blame her. She was very worried. We were all very worried. So I have no granddaughters on my vlog this morning because they went home. Or it was so cute because Dennis had opened out the futon bed that's in the sitting room where she sits when she's not in her bedroom. And so I was in there getting her coffee today, and she's like, should we leave this like this? Maybe they'll come back. We felt ripped off. We didn't get very much time, and we didn't get any Sammy time. She just was, you know, sitting there getting sick. So, but Aura's like, maybe they'll come back. So I'll let Jason and Nelson know that we're not folding up that bed in case we get another chance to have a weekend with the girls. Maybe they have some days off and stuff that they could come and hang out. Anyway, what an evening. But I got some Happy Mail. It's Happy Mail like from somebody else. This is haul. I got some haul because I had ordered, as soon as I was talking to Isabel about the Weasley sweater for her, that night I ordered and put in an order at Knit Picks. And this is the color scheme for her Weasley sweater. The sweater is going to be the wine color. This is the wine color. I got sport. I don't know why I got sport. I should have gotten, you know. Well, I'm going to hold it double. I got 5 of these. I have to look at the pattern. Oh, I looked at the unicorn pattern. And it goes up to Isabel's size. So I think I'm going to make the Weasley sweater out of the unicorn pattern and just put an eye on the front instead of the unicorn. Because it's a crew neck, long sleeve sweater. So, you know, she'll be very happy with it. But anyway, she approved the colors. That's good. So I had thrown in a few Felici stripes just because they were available and whatever, and I want to eventually make Dennis's stripe, his fingerless gloves out of stripes. So I got these colors, none of which I'm wild about, to tell you the truth. This was my favorite. But they'll make great socks. This is the one he picked for his gloves, and I have 4 balls of this. So yeah. There's a part of me that's tempted to just send these to Simona and have her crank them for me. or Aquila. But stripes are fun. You know, I don't know. I've got so many socks on the go. But anyway, so that's what I ordered. So that was my fun mail yesterday from Knitpicks. I might, who knows, have to order more if I don't have enough yarn. I printed off the unicorn sweater again pattern, and I'll have to look at it and see. But if it takes more than 900 yards, this is 340 yards times 2, which is 680 times half, which is 170. So that's how many yards I'll have of it doubled, and see what it takes. I might have to order more, is my point. So anyway, yeah, very stressful last night. I woke up with a slight headache, and Dennis was a doll and got me coffee, and so I'm having another late day. Oh, I was late yesterday because I had technical difficulties. I couldn't upload my video because we had server problems or router problems or something here that you know. Dennis took Pearl to the vet yesterday, and he wasn't here. He's obviously tech support, and so I couldn't. What? Oh, I thought he said something. So I couldn't upload. I tried to upload from my phone, but I didn't realize that my phone, it showed Wi-Fi, a little, not very good Wi-Fi, but it showed that I was on Wi-Fi, and it turns out I wasn't. I was on data. So when I tried to upload it, we got our 10% notice. Of course, we had been sitting there all morning on our phones, so it wasn't just me. But anyway, so I stopped that, and I had to wait. When he got home, he fixed it, and so when I got home with Aura from her physical therapy, I was able to upload, but that's why it was up so late yesterday. Technical difficulties. There you go. Ooh, but I have a new plan that I'm kind of excited about, because when I was sitting there in the lobby knitting, because I couldn't be on my phone, so I did knit some yesterday, but only while I was waiting for Aura. A couple came in, and she was in for physical therapy, and her husband started doing exercises on all the equipment. Now, you can picture a quite large physical therapy office that has, you know, 6 bicycles and all kinds of equipment, all kinds of benches and things that, you know, where he works and whatever. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, only one physical therapist. This is a new office, and it's a owner, you know, practitioner. And so he's the only therapist. Of course, he's hoping to hire more therapists and turn it into a bigger business, but he's just starting out. So he has all this equipment. And so this guy, the husband, just started working out. He was on the bicycles. He was on, I couldn't see him, but he was on doing something else, and he was sitting there working out. And I'm like, holy cow, what a great idea. And so I asked his mother, who is his receptionist, I mean, it's a real family thing, how much he would charge if I wanted to work out while Aura was having her session. She says, that's a great idea, but I have no idea. So when he brought her out, I asked him, and he said, oh, you know, it is a good idea, but we haven't really thought about it. He said, so no charge, just come and do it. That'd be great. So I texted Kim and said, you don't have to take your mom to PT next week, because I'm going to the gym twice a week for an hour. It's you know, because there's never more than 3 people in this giant room at a time, because he's the only one there. He can only do 2 or 3 patients at a time. Plus sometimes there's a receptionist. So anyway, I will feel more comfortable in there, not worrying too much about COVID, although I'll be I'll have my mask on. But because I need to exercise more, and the only thing I do now is walk the dogs, and we don't walk them very far. And turns out that Pearl has some atrophy in her muscles of her one leg because it had an injured knee, and so she's favoring it anyway. And so now she's limping on two legs because she's, she's compensating with her. So she's on medication to anti-inflammation medication, and until in mid-April we have her scheduled for an X-ray. To X-ray a dog, they have to put him out, and it's an all-day thing and stuff. So she's going to get an X-ray in April when we have Maisie in there anyway for her grooming, and they'll both be there all day, and we'll try to figure out if there's anything that needs to be done with her knee, and then figure out. So she'll probably go to physical therapy. I wonder if she could have the same physical therapist as Aura, and then I could go exercise. Well, just kidding. Anyway, so that was the result of that. So she's on analgesics or anti-inflammatory. So now Dennis I haven't been giving him to her, but has been dealing with trying to get her to take these pills. It's actually it's like a little pouch that is edible, but you can also open and squirt the stuff on the medicine out, and it supposedly tastes like liver or something. So she'll be fine. We'll get it down her one way or the other. Yeah. So that's what's going on here. It was very stressful yesterday, and luckily it was just like this, and now she's fine. It's so crazy. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. Crazy. So I have no plans for today. It's Saturday. Dennis did some shopping yesterday. I don't think we have any need to go out, and except to walk the dogs. But it's a bright sunny day, so who knows? We'll see. We'll see what urges take us. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm gonna go because I've been talking a long time. But Sammy's fine. I got a little bit of Isabel time last night, but Aura and I felt like we need to encourage them to come back because we got ripped off. Then we won't have to put the bed up again for a while, so that they can come and sleep at our house. It'll be fine. But she's okay, so that's all that matters. She's fine. And I'm fine too. Just about. So I'll be knitting today, and I think I'm going to try to finish the pictures, the cards that I was making, and see what I can do with them, because they're they're in a wild state, and I'm not sure what the final picture is going to be. They're right here. I'll show you. I showed you a little view of it, but it's like a loose watery flower. Now I've got to define the flowers and do a little inking on them and do a little flower definition, but I'm liking the colors. I'm liking the way they look very watery. They look very splashy. I'm kind of loving them. And I'm hoping that I don't wreck them when I try to turn them into cards. Keep your fingers crossed. Meanwhile, I'm going to go. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.